welcome to video.com. Another one of those RD78 videos, and this one is one of my favourite uses of the Roland CR-78. This is Genesis Duchess from the Duke album, my favourite Duke Genesis albums, and it's a brilliant example of using the drum machine as a musical instrument that the Genesis used on this. So what you heard at the beginning there was the pattern that I created, but the trick with this, which I didn't perform exactly as like Phil Collins did, is the way that he played the extra sounds using the mixer, which on the CR-78 sliders and the pots on this one. I haven't totally recreated that sound, but what I will show you in this video is how to recreate that bass pattern so that you can then play it like Phil Collins did on that classic Duchess track. So actually it's a pretty simple pattern. I think the magic with this is the playing, but I'll show you the pattern anyway. So for this one, it's fairly straightforward, but because the sounds are being faded in and out, it's quite a busy track because they're all on at the same time. But the classic is that start sound, so those bongos. So let's go to that first. So I'm going to get an empty pattern. Got one here. Yeah, okay, so I've got an empty pattern. I'm in right mode. And I'm going to start. There's no kick that I could hear on this one, just the snare is actually in it. But I think what we'll do is we'll start with those bongos because I think that's the sort of the heart of the track. So I'm going to go with the low bongo, which is a boom, 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 boom. And so I'm going to use the bongo and the conga, I think, for this. There you go, there's the first two, and then next two on 9 and 10. Okay, so then I'm going to use the conga on the other beats, so the 5 and the 7, and also on the 13. And that really is the heart of the pattern. And what you hear at the beginning of the song, and then especially if you're watching the live videos, you can see that Phil Collins then brings those extra sounds in, and that's because of these sliders on all the on the CR-78. So no matter what pattern was playing, you could introduce these extra instruments with these 4 sliders. We have to program that in. So, for example, on the tambourine, flick to tambourine, I put it on every beat. Like that, so then you can bring it in, which is I think what Phil Collins did. So that's the tambourine. We also want the metallic beat one as well, so let's flick to that, part 10. I've done exactly the same with that as well. That's the right one. So now I'm going to put the metallic beat, and so we need that on metallic beat on part 10, and I'm going to have that going all the way through, just the same with the other, and you can go. Okay. Then the other one is a Guiro, and I don't think the Guiro, you can't get quite right with this. I think there's some not quite right with the reproduction of the Guiro on this. So let me show you what I mean. It doesn't. You can't do the sort of the short part of it. So till where it stops. So if you put 2 together, you get one long one. But if you can't do 1 in a gap, you get 2, but you don't get the 1 and then the short stop. So I've seen some threads on various forums about this as well. So I think the best to be able to do on this is just to put it on every other one like that, and then you can play with that as well like this. And then the final part, which I think is on there, is the snare drum, which is on the 3, the 7, the 11 and the 15. I've got some reverb on there as well, but if I want to hear it dry, I'll leave it dry for a second. And then what? It's playing like that, and then Phil brings it in like this. And then so you can go. And so on. If I bring that reverb back in, and he kind of does that with it on the off. But you can watch the video for that. So I think that's the basic program for it. Apart from Guiro, which I don't think is quite right. That is my version of the CR-78 from Duchess. And now I just need the rest of the band to kick in and we can perform the whole track. Thanks for watching this video. I'll see you on the next one.